All right, in today's class, we're going to start with a warm up. We're going to get you going, get your blood pumping, including your arms. We're going to work on some front leg kicking, we're going to do some knife hand techniques, back fists. After that, we're going to work on your front stance. For the curriculum, we're going to make sure that we get through another part of your form, and then we're going to try to get you through the one-step feet techniques, the first of the two that you need. And last, as always, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. So,
Good. All right, we're going to start off with 10 jumping jacks. Put your feet together, hands by your side. Get ready, 10 jumping jacks. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next, I want you to do 5 push-ups. So start by laying down on your stomachs. Put your hands next to your body as close as you can. Put your feet close together. Put your chin down. Keep your back very straight and push up. 1. Another one. 2. Up 3. 4. 5. Great, now stand up. Next, I'd like you to stand in a horse stance. We're not going to work on the horse stance today, but basically you put your feet double shoulder width apart, bend your knees just like this, pull both your hands back like this. You're going to put one hand out. This is called a horse stance, and we're going to do punches. So all I want you to do is squeeze your fists, punch, switching back and forth with as much strength as you can. You can go as fast as you want, as long as they don't look too small. I want big, strong punches as fast as you can for 30 seconds. Ready? Bend your knees. Go. Great. Now we're going to move on to a side kick. So put your hands up, put one foot in front of you. Once you know which foot is in front of you, check again. The leg that's in front of you, pick your knee straight up, and you're going to push away from you. The roundhouse kick that we did before brings around. This time I want your foot to come straight up, almost like a pitcher. If you think about a baseball pitcher, they pick their foot up. They pull their hands behind them. We're going to pick our foot up and put our hands into a guard position, and then immediately after that, kick straight out away. You should hit with the bottom of your foot, specifically the bottom of your heel. The heel is where all the weight of your bone in your leg comes straight down. We want to push with that straight away from you, just like that. So put your hands up. Let's practice one slow time with me. Pick your knee up, kick, and set down. Now I'm going to say go. I want your knee to come up out to the side first before you kick. Ready? 1. Pull it back. Remember to pick your knee up sideways. 2. A little faster. 3. Good. 4. One more. 5. Good. Make sure you keep your hands up. Switch your feet. Check and make sure you know which foot is in front of you. That foot. Let's do it slow. Pick your foot up. Push away from you. And straight down. So pick your knee up. Remember, sideways like a pitcher. Throw your kick. And then come down. So hands up. Let's do it together. Pick your knee up. And 1. Good. Pick your knee up. 2. Ready? Go. 3. Hands up. 4. Remember, we keep our hands up for protection and balance. Last one. 5. Great job. Great. And now we're going to work on the hook kick. This time, put one foot in front of you. Again, it doesn't matter which one at this point. Bend both your knees. Make sure you know which foot is still in front of you. This foot is going to pick up, and you're going to stick it out kind of like a side kick, but a little bit off to the side. Once it's there, we're going to hook our leg in and try to bring our foot straight across. All right, I want you to pick your knee up and your foot up high enough that it comes straight across the screen and come straight across. So you're going to pick your foot up, let's stick it out and hook straight across. So you put your foot up and we hook straight across. Let's do one time with me really slow. Pick your foot up, hook, and down. Good. Now put your hands up. What we're going to do is I'm going to say go. Pick your foot up, hook straight, and come fast. Ready? 1. Put your hands up. 2. 3. Keep your hands up for protection. 4. It'll also help with your balance. 5. Good. Now let's switch your feet. Make sure we know which foot is in front. Your foot is going to come up We're gonna pull straight across and then set it, excuse me, set it down. Pick it up, straight across, and set it down. All right, let's go fast. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get ready, last one, hand strong. 5. Nice job. All right, next we're gonna work on back fist. Back fist is called Cap 1. All right, let's start from a fighting stance for this one. I think we'll be able to demonstrate this one better. So make sure one foot goes halfway out, the other step goes full step out, bend both your knees, lean back, good fighting stance, hands up. Now, the hand that is closest to me, you're gonna hit with the back of your fist. So we have a fist, you're not gonna hit with the whole flat part, you're gonna hit with the 2 knuckles, right? What we would normally call our punching knuckles. Punching knuckles is the pointer finger and the middle finger when it goes straight forward. When I hit with the back of it, I still hit with those same 2 techniques, those same 2 knuckles when I do that technique. So bring your hand to your shoulder, bend both your knees, and now snap your hand straight out. Your thumb should be facing upward, not actually sticking up, all right? But we make a fist, bring it to your shoulder, straight forward, pull back. So you swing your arm to go straight. Don't go past everything. Pull it back, bend your knees, ready, strike 1. Good, pull it back, straight towards me. 2, aim right at me, pull it back. 3, good, 2 more. 4, last one. 5, good. Now let's switch your feet. Let's put the other foot in front. Remember, half step, full step, bend your knees, lean back, hands here. Pull your hands straight across. Remember to hit with the pointer finger and the middle finger's knuckle. Make an X and pull across. Pull it back to your shoulder and strike 1. Pull it back, 2. Pull it back, 3. Pull it back, 4. Last one, 5. Good.
Now we're going to work on our fighting stance. When we do a fighting stance, what we're going to do is we're going to turn one foot over to the side. I want you to take, starting from your feet together, take one step, 1 foot. Not only do you move it to the side, but I want you to take a half of a step outward. You want the other leg to step all the way forward in one big step. All right. So if you think of an L shape, an L has a long top and a little half sideways, or the other direction, right? So an L shape is straight down and a little over. So we want one big long line and a little over. We bend both of our knees. All right. Once we bend both of our knees, instead of going straight down and being even, half of your weight in the front, half of the weight in the back, 50-50. All right. What we want is we want to put more of our weight in the back. So to do that, we don't lean back with our shoulders or our head, right? We don't lean backward. We want to, after we bend, to move our whole body backward. So everything is over top of this one leg. This leg that's still in the front, if you pick your heel up just off the ground, just a little bit, just enough so that it's not touching, right? Put your hands up in a guard position. This is a good fighting stance because now our weight is backward, right? Our front leg and our front hand are lighter. They're faster. We can punch, we can kick with a little bit more speed because our weight is off of it, right? If I needed to punch with my backside, I can push with my leg where all my weight is and have a lot of power. So that's one of the reasons that fighting stance is so good for fighting, right? Is because we can be defensive at the same time as we can be offensive and help add power and strength to our techniques when we attack, right? So put your hands up, bend your knees. If you're doing this right, your leg should start to get a little tired. Maybe it hurts a little bit. What really should happen is you should feel it start to vibrate or tingle or make some type of feeling along the top part of your leg called the quadricep. All right, the quad. That's going to be real strong. So let's switch to the other leg. Let's give that a rest. Yeah, all right, so start with your feet together. We're going to take the other leg, step out to the side, half of a step, and then take one full step forward. Bend both of your knees. Keep your hands up in a guard position. And this is the important part. Move your whole entire body backward. Don't lean backward. Move everything backward a little bit, and then pick your heel up off the ground. If your heel is off the ground, that means that more of your weight is off of it. So now your hands are up. You're leaning backward. If you bend your knee just a little bit more, you should really feel it through your leg. All right, remember to keep your elbows and hands up in your guard position, right, so that I can both defend and then later push and attack if I want to. But stay back. Hold it there for about 3 more seconds. 2, 1, good. Go back to ready position. So now we're going to talk about stepping forward in our fighting stance. So what we do is we turn our foot sideways, put your feet together, and then step into your fighting stance. When you step, don't push or lean forward because we don't want to put our weight or energy forward. That's for a front stance. Fighting stance, I want to stay backward. So as I go to step, you can pre-pivot your foot or you can pivot your foot as you step. For now, just for this demonstration, I want you to pre-pivot. I want you to turn your heel inward. Then I want your feet to come close together. Step forward. Here. Foot goes out a full step, a little over. And all your weight should now be on the back leg. So let's pre-pivot your foot. Turn your heel inward. Put your feet close together so all your weight has now transferred to this leg. As I step out into a fighting stance, the same thing. All my weight is still in the back leg. My heel is up. My hands are up, just like that. Let's do one more. Pre-pivot. Feet go together. Step forward the rest of the way. Hands up just like this. Now remember, your weight shouldn't be forward. It should be backward over top of that leg. And that's your fighting stance. So make sure that when you do all these stances that you're doing everything in the right way so that you can get the maximum use out of the stance. Horse stances are great to the side. Front stances are very strong to the front. And fighting stances are meant to be able to fight from. All right, being able to switch quickly and efficiently from offensive to defensive positions. So that's the fighting stance. Now we're going to work on knife hand techniques. There's 3 knife hand techniques I want to work on today. 1 is a low knife hand block. 2 is a center knife hand block, and 3rd is a knife hand attack. All right, knife hand blocks tend to be in a fighting stance. All right, so let's turn our foot sideways, take a full step forward, make your fighting stance, put both hands up. One hand is going to be up, the other hand is down. When you put your hands down, let's take the front hand and do like a low block. But now open up your hand, fingers tight, thumb in. Your other hand is going to be on your chest as opposed to pull back in a full chamber hands here. So lift both hands up, bend your knees in a fighting stance, and shoot your hands down at the same time. One hand goes down fast. The other hand is going to come right to your chest. So both hands up and snap. All right, pull it up. Try number 2. Go. And one more. Break your hands up. Go. Now you're going to step forward with the other side. All right, you're in a fighting stance. You're going to flip your hands over. This hand goes down. This hand goes directly to the chest. So we lift it up. Snap. Pick it up. Snap. One more time. Snap. So now step towards me. Do another one. Step forward one more if you have space. Good. And that's a low knife hand block. A center knife hand block is very, very similar. All right. Turn your foot, step forward in your fighting stance. Put your hands down into that low knife hand block. Now keep your elbow right where it is and rotate this hand upward. You want your hand and your arm, about your wrist area, to be about equal to your head. All right. But basically your arm just comes up across. So now bring both hands across. This hand pulls over. This hand comes to the chest at the same time. So pull your hands back. Move it across. 1. Pull it back. 2. Pull it back. 3. Good. Now step forward to the other side in a fighting stance. This is where we flip our hands over. This hand comes across. This hand comes to the chest. So pull it back. Ready? 1. Pull back. 2. Pull back. 3. Now step forward. Do one more on this side and one more on this side. Very good. And the last is going to be a knife hand attack. A knife hand attack, I'm in a front stance, I'm moving forward. There's a couple different directions we can, but for today's class, I just want to do an inside-outside knife hand attack. So you're in a front stance, so you can push forward and bring your hand strong over to the side. So one more time, make an X, step forward into a front stance, bend your knee, pull straight across. Try number 2. Try number 3. Now take one more step toward me, cross your hands. And now use your front hand to bring across. Make sure you chamber. This hand pulls back. Bend your knee. Pull back. Ready? 1. Do again. 2. One more. 3. Step towards me. One more on this side. And one more. Yell, Tia. Good. So remember when we do the knife hand moves that no matter whether it's a knife hand block or a knife hand attack, we want our fingers to be tight, our thumb to be in, our wrist to be straight. Make sure that you don't bend at your wrist and have your hand at an angle. You want everything straight. Any movement has to come from the elbow to angle it where it needs to be. All right. Thank you for practicing the knife hands with me. Now we're going to work on world form number 3. All right. Yesterday we worked on the first part of world form number 3. Today we're going to work on the second part. With world form number 3, remember that we have to do the same pattern, right, as all the other world forms. Block, punch, fighting stance, kick, kick, kick. All right, those 8 moves are the pattern that we use throughout all 3 of the world forms. All right, so start with attention, feet together, hands by your side. I want you to turn sideways, so you're going to face that direction with me. All right, now start off with a chumbi. Put your feet out, get in a ready position. Look at me, and I want you to use your left hand blocking toward me. Do an inside-outside block as you turn your whole body into a fighting stance. All right, we're in a good fighting stance. Now, after the first move, I want you to step forward and punch straight forward. Good. Open that hand up. You should have your right hand and your right leg out. Tap that leg. That leg is going to go toward that direction, all the way back towards the screen, and do an inside-outside block. All right, now from here, you're going to step forward and you're going to do a punch. All right, those are the first 4 moves. Let's go back to a ready position. Turn block 1, punch 2, turn around 3, punch 4, turn, make your fighting stance, round kick 1, 2, 3, and that's the end of the first part of roll form number 3. Now it becomes the difficult part. Once your hands are up, what I want you to do is I want you to take the leg that is behind you. I want that foot to go backward, right? So right now, the back of my body is right here. I want my foot, my left foot, to go backward, straight all the way to there. We're going to do an inside-outside block. All right, so let's come back to here one more time. Face this way. Put your right leg out in front of you. So make sure you're here. The left foot, the one that's behind you, is going to turn all the way around into a fighting stance, and we're going to do an inside-outside block. From here, we're going to finish the pattern that we had learned yesterday. We're going to do a 1, 2, block, then punch. Open that hand up, tap your leg. Now your foot's going to go that way, but then keep going all the way over there. Do an inside-outside block, block, and then punch. And all that we have to do to finish that pattern, block, punch, is to do a fighting stance, kick, kick, kick. So take your left leg, and you're going to step back that way. Put your hands up. We're going to roundhouse kick. 1, 2, 3. And that's all I want you to practice for today. Is I want the first 16 moves of the form. We'll learn the last form the next time we do the form. So one more time, let's start from the beginning. Face that direction. To the left, 1. Punch forward, 2. Tap your leg. That is the leg. Your right leg is the one that moves all the way straight around. Block. Then punch. Now open up that hand, tap your leg. You're going to step that way, fighting stance. Kick once, twice, 3 times. Good. Take your left foot, spin backward all the way. This way, block. Step forward, punch. Tap your leg. You're going to turn all the way around. Block. Step forward, punch. Drop your hand down, touch your leg. Make your fighting stance. One more roundhouse kick. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to stop there for right now. I want you to go back and I want you to watch this video as many times as you need to until you can get all the steps of that form. Good luck. Now for number 6, one-step sparring feet techniques. All right, I want you to start from your ready position. Start from Jimmy. Through our 1 steps, when we're not doing 8, 9, and 10, we always start with our right foot back in a fighting stance. This is how we defend ourselves. We're already in ready position when the person attacks us. Now, when they step forward and they try to punch at us, what we're going to do is we're going to step over to the side. If you remember what number 5 is, it's the step like number 5, but we want to add a duck. All right, so we're going to duck under the technique. So as I step over to the side, I want to bend down and then move over. So we bend down, step over to the side, and duck under a punch that's coming kind of high towards our head. Once we do that, the back leg is going to pick up and roundhouse kick. All right, it should be your right leg. All right, so let's start from it should be. Put your right leg back in a fighting stance. Let's go down first, step, duck under it, stand up the way up under almost a front stance. Now use your right leg, roundhouse kick. All right, so that's number 6. Right leg back fighting stance, put your hands up. When I say go, I want you to step. Ready? Go. Duck. Step. Up. Now kick. Go. Good. All right, go back to ready position. Right leg back fighting stance. Let's practice it again. Ready? Duck and step. Kick. Looking good. Go back to ready position. Put your foot behind you. I'm going to say go. I want you to duck, step, and kick all together. Ready? Go. Good. Make a stance. We got 1 more. Get ready. Go. Wonderful. And that is number 6, one-step sparring feet techniques. All right, today's challenge is to do 100 punches in a minute. All right, we're going to set a timer. All right, once I say go, I'll punch 100 times. A couple methods that you might want to try. You can make a horse stance, put your hand out, and as soon as the timer starts, punch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 100. And another option that you could do is from here, you can punch with the same hand 100 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've worked on a lot of those techniques before. Whichever one works for you. All right, but your goal today is to do 100 punches in a minute. Keep track of your time. As soon as you stop, let me know what that time is. If it is faster than a minute, let's see if somebody can get 30 seconds, right? Two punches a second or faster. All right, good luck.